Howdy, I'm Jason Lewis, and this is a 1999 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4 with a 4.7 V8. Now I sold my Ford Super Crew. It was a 2001, had 175,000 miles on it, and the goal is to get a vehicle that I could take on all my video shoots, to take the wife camping, take the dogs in the hills, get my motorcycle and my mountain bike up into the mountains. Now, this car right here, we're starting out with a low miles, it's about 100,000 miles. Now for 99, that's pretty good. Now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna turn this into a bit of a overland car. I know that that's a term, it's new to me, but it's a term that's been around for a while, and that just means a slight lift, a little more aggressive tire, and make it a really practical daily driver, yet a really capable off-road car. Now today we're gonna take this thing over to my friend Elia's shop, Gem Effects here in Santa Clarita. And he's gonna have one of his technicians throw on the Iron Rock Offroad 4-inch critical path lift kit for this thing. Now I've read amazing things about it and I searched online and chose this one. So we're gonna throw it on and then we're gonna take it up in the hills and beat on it and see what it can do.
Hi, I'm Alex Allard and I'm here at Gem Effects in Santa Clarita, and today we're going to install this Iron Rock Offroad 4-inch critical path long arm kit on this 99 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's a very simple kit and you get major travel numbers out of it. The first thing we're going to do is lift the car up from underneath the axle and then to support the axle with the jack stand. Next we'll remove the rim and tire and set it aside for later. Now we're going to use this jack to support the transfer case mount and hold it up just a little bit so that when we take the bolts off of one side, it can hang down, we can fit in the spacers and the new lower control arm mounts. So now that we have our lower control arm mounted on one side, we're going to use the holes already on there as a drill template and drill a 7/16 hole in there and then take it off and do the same to the other side.
So here we are, we're just about to tighten everything up on the lower control arm mount. Now you have to put the shim spacers in and then the new mount in here. And then one of the trickiest parts that's proving to be for us is that you gotta take your little nut plate here and stick it up into the frame rail, into the subframe rail, and then just tap it in there. Okay, now it just disappears up into there. It's kind of sketchy. Then you fish it around, you line it up, and you put your bolts in like this, and then you're good to go on that.
After you have all your bolts in and everything's ready to go, you tighten it up to 65 foot-pounds of torque.
For the long travel option on the Iron Rock kit, you have to cut the stock control arm tabs off the frame rails. That don't scare me. Alex cut them right off. The rest of the front end install is pretty straightforward. Next, the control arms, followed by the coil springs, shocks, and panhard bar. And Jason over at Iron Rock suggested that I upgrade the steering dampener, and I'm really glad I did. It makes a huge difference going down the highway.
Okay, there's no, don't duck, you're in this. There's Alex, he's still busting ass on the back end of this thing. We have the front end done. We're in day 2 of the install here. Now, everything's in, everything's just kind of snugged in. We got to get the wheels on, sit it on the ground before we tighten everything up.
You may have noticed that the truck is up on the lift as well. Now that's just because I'm kind of lazy. The point is that you could easily have done this on the ground, in your driveway, or in your garage.
Now that we drop down the axle from the 3-link arm, we can now have enough room to get in the coils.
Now Alex is killing it on the rear end here. It's pretty straightforward. Springs, shocks, and sway bar links. And speaking of sway bar, I went ahead and purchased an ADCO 1-inch sway bar for the rear end to help keep things in line now that we've raised the center of gravity.
We got the kit on completely. Jason took it for a little test drive. And now we are going through and retorquing all of our bolts. That's what I like to hear.
So after getting a few highway miles on the thing, I figured what better way to really test it out than Death Valley in the summertime. 117 degrees, can't fail, right? I'll follow an experienced off-roader friend of mine up into the wilderness and see some of the cool sights and sounds of this place. Will the Jeep survive? You'll see. So don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the next video of the shakedown run to Death Valley. I'm Jason Lewis, and until next time, enjoy your drive.